Welcome back to Buckman Central. My name is Dalton Cremines. I am the owner, founder, if you will, of this channel here. Today I wanted to do something a little different, and I wanted to tell the story of my biggest buck to date, and that is going to be Mystery Man. And coincidentally enough, he got his name because he just showed up in the middle of the rut, out of nowhere. This is Mystery Man. He was 121.25 inches is what I measured him. If that's correct or not, who knows? That's a gross score there. But he is a beautiful, beautiful 8-point buck. He was 205 pounds is what he weighed. That was dressed. So he was a decent big boy. He was probably, if I had to guess, he was about 2 to 3 years old here. 2 to 3 years old. He was kind of crazy because in 2024 last year, that was the first year me and my family, my brother and my dad, we kind of took hunting a little more serious. We bought our first trail cam, a stealth cam Deceptor. Absolutely love that thing. And we had just kind of set it up. We didn't know anything there is to know about hunting, setting up cameras, scrapes, I mean the whole works. We have some land where my grandpa lives, and we decided we want to hunt there. My dad used to hunt there when he was young, and we're just getting back into it. So we put this trail camera out, and I had seen somewhere where, you know, you can make your own mock scrape. So that's what I did. I just used a stick, scraped some leaves out of the dirt there, and peed on it myself. Didn't even put anything special. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did buy some doe pee and put that down. And the first night we had a doe come by, give it a sniff. And so super excited, super pumped. You know, this was early in the year. I think it was in September is when we ended up putting that out. And it was just that first itch of, wow, there's deer here, and I can kill these deer. Like, we have a stand super close to this. I think it was like 15 yards. We had a ladder stand, which, you know, that's a whole nother thing of if you're supposed to do that or not. But anyway, we had the stand 15 yards here. We're seeing deer come right by this stand. Loving that, absolutely loving that. So then it comes into the hunting season here, right? We're still getting pictures on this camera. We've got a couple nice bucks. In the rut starts November 1st. We see, first of all, tall times. November 1st, that night, huge deer. The biggest deer I've definitely seen on camera at our property. That is tall times is who we're gonna be after this. The small 6, there was a decent size 8, and then again, tall times all showed up at the beginning of the rut the first night. So super pumped. But then rolls around, I ended up not getting anything throughout bow season. I was hunting with a crossbow last year. Ha! Gay! And it's my first time going out by myself and experiencing the woods by myself, which is amazing. If you haven't done that yet, I definitely recommend it. You know, if you're a younger guy or gal, just getting into hunting and you're going with your parents, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I definitely think you should do it on your own though, because there is, when you're with somebody else, when you're with a parent, there is that feeling of, oh, I can lean on him if I need something. But just to do it yourself, to go out, you wake up early, you go out in the stand, and you just experience God's country waking up on your own. There's nothing like it. It is just amazing feeling there. But back to Mystery Man here. So ended up getting nothing during bow season, and then it comes shotgun season. So we get to the house about 5:30 in the morning. Me, my brother, my dad, and my brother's old roommate from college. We all get together, convene with what's going on. You know, we've got KB, who is my brother's old roommate. He's in the field. My brother is in a climber overlooking the walkway down to this field. My dad's a little off into the woods, and then I am sitting in this stand here, next to the camera. So awesome. The way it works, our property here, is we have a main field that has a small road that goes down to a smaller field, and then there is a I think it's considered a river, but it's rather small, but it goes just snakes around and down to our property there. So very clearly they come up that way. In the middle of the field there's a little route that comes up from the creek there where they come up. And throughout bow season I have been seeing deer come from two places. One was that little creek bottom there. They would roll up in the middle of the field and then walk the edge of the field into this timber where I was hunting. And then the other way was I had been seeing deer come from my right, which is a whole nother section of property, but ultimately there's another entrance to that creek all the way at the end of there. So I had been seeing deer come from that way, and I was thinking, oh sweet, like I'm in the best of both worlds. There's no way I don't get something. So the morning comes, the light comes up, and I mean, there are deer like crazy. I've never experienced the rut like this. I've never hunted the rut because I've always been in school, and my mom didn't believe in pulling me out, for hunting, and I was never really into it when I was in, middle school and high school. I only hunted super young with my dad, probably when I was at 10 or 11, and some of my best memories I have from there is I remember we would go out, he'd go bow hunting, we'd be on the ground, we'd just kick a circle around a tree so you're quiet and whatnot, but me and my brother used to mess with him all the time. We'd sit there and rustle the leaves and then just look at him, waiting for him to turn around, just really slow, just look at us, and he was a good sport about it. But anyway, we were in the middle of the rut here. It is shotgun weekend, and I'm thinking, man, this is it. It's gonna happen. I'm using a old 12 gauge single shot shotgun with some slugs from my grandpa. Has a scope on it. First time I've ever hunted with a shotgun with a scope on it. And we it was about 6:30 about we saw the first deer, first light, and just a small little buck rolling through, small 6. And then we also had another one come right behind it, probably 10 yards from my stand. And me and my brother are just watching it, and he had gotten a big deer the year before, so he was a little more patient and whatnot, and I'm thinking, wow, 6 point, my last buck was a spike right there, that's only up, why not? So I'm looking at him, no, I'm not gonna shoot this, it's a small one, we'll let it go. He thought about shooting as well. We're sitting there texting back and forth as we're 100 yards from each other. I can see him in the field or in the woods. And then out of nowhere, Mystery Man comes out of nowhere. He came from that far side of the creek, just pops up. I'm just kind of looking around, and I look and you see the antler. I'm like, whoa, my heart starts thumping. Just going. And I see him, and he is probably, I range him, he's about 60 yards away from me through the trees. I have a spot where okay, if he gets here, I have a small window, I can probably hit him there. And, I've never shot this gun before. My confidence isn't super high with this gun. And sure enough, he gets to that spot, and I hesitate, and I'm like, man, I don't want to injure this deer. That's the last thing I want to do. That's a really far shot, and I'm sitting there, I'm holding, I'm like, I can't do that. And he ends up walking off, going down, and running across that creek. And I tell myself, God, if you give me another chance, I'm gonna take it. I will not let you down twice. And sure enough, Coda, my brother, hits a call, and again, he's about 100 yards away, hits a call, and Mystery Man pops up on the other side. He had gone back, it was about 20 yards. He went back farther 20 yards, and there was a big opening in the sticks, and I said, all right, well, I'm lining up, looking there, looking down the scope, getting out, looking at him, looking at the scope, looking at him, he's coming. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's about to happen. And if you know, it's just thumping, baby. And he gets in that area, and Matt doesn't stop, and I yell, Matt, and then he stops, looks at me, and I had been holding my breath so long, the scope is starting to go black on me, and I pull the trigger, and a loud gun, and He doesn't run. He just walks a little bit, stops, looks at me. He only walks. He walks the whole time and walks about 100 yards behind me, and then I lose him in the timber, and I'm thinking, Jesus, did I just miss? No way I missed this deer, right? There's no way I missed this deer. My scope was right on him. Was the gun off? You know, all those doubts start going in your head. But I mean, to even shoot at a deer, I was ecstatic, and all I wanted to do was get down and go check this thing. But my brother told me, no, you know, you need to wait. And I thank God I listened, because we waited. So I shot him at 7:30 in the morning. We ended up getting down at around 10:30. Headed back to the truck, and we all gathered together. I said, hey man, like, I shot this thing through the woods. Like, it's a big one. And I think I hit him. You know, I was asking, like, his tail, you know, his tail was down, it wasn't up, nothing like that. So it wasn't anything crazy. You know, and there was no signs that I missed. I'm telling myself I shot him. There's no way I didn't shoot him. I had range find where I thought I had shot him at, and from the stand. And then I went down, and we had found where I'd shot him at. We'd go down to this little timber. We go back through the woods. I see the blood trail where I had hit him initially at. First of all, super pumped from that point, like, oh my God, I hit him. And then I range find back to the tree. It was 86 yards I shot this thing at.
Nice.
86 yards through the woods with a slug on a shotgun. First time I've ever used a scope on a shotgun. First time I've ever used this gun. And I just hit a deer at 86 yards. Holy cow. I mean, holy cow. The grace of God was for sure. And so we're looking, following the trail. And I said, I seen him go back this way, so we started to go back that way. And then my dad goes, well, there he is right there. He had done a full circle and laid down and died 20 yards back from where I shot him. And he was laying there next to a tree. And the feeling of just, thank you, God, for this amazing experience. Thank you for allowing me to harvest one of these beautiful creatures that you have created. Just the pure feel of gratitude was just overcoming for sure. And 86 yards, man. 86 yards I had gotten Mystery Man at. We had never seen him until that day. Never caught him on camera, my grandpa never seen him just wandering the fields. He just showed up on shotgun weekend, day one, on a Friday. Actually, no, it was a Saturday, day two. It was on the Saturday. And no, it wasn't on the Friday. Day one, it was on Friday, 7:30 in the morning. And I mean, could not ask. Ended up hitting top lung. It was a high shot, but at the angle I was at, it would hit top lung and went down through bottom lung. And yep, dressed him up myself. I'll show a video of that now. I went full. I mean, it was probably 30 degrees outside, and I decided I'm gonna go full primal. I took off all of my uppers. I'm in bare skin and just some pants, and I gutted this thing myself for the first time with the help of my dad just telling me what to do, because I've never done it before. And skinned it, cut the head off. I did the Euro mount myself as well in my own backyard here in the city. But it was, what an experience, man. Even the whole time, it was even crazier because we're getting at the truck, and I told him, and I was like, man, I shot this thing through the woods. It was far, you know, like it was a good distance. I think I had ranged it the first time. I had generalized where I shot him. Like, he was at like 70 yards, and I shot them, and they're telling me there's no way you hit it that far. That's really far for a slug. And I'm thinking in my mind, you know, man, maybe they're right, but I could have swore I hit this thing, you know. And I was like, all right, well, you guys are you'll see when we get this deer, you're gonna be eating your words. And sure enough, we caught him and we got him. And the pure again gratitude I felt for just getting that thing out. And that's the next thing is dragging this thing out into the field where we could pick it up. It was easily 100 yards. This is a 205-pound deer. I mean, huge. huge. We didn't have a sled. All we had was a rope to tie around the ankles of this thing. So we ended up doing that. Me and my brother, we got behind it. I'm here, he's next to me, and we're going, pushing, and then one of his antlers catches a tree, and I fall down first, and then he just falls down on top of me, and it just makes the experience even better, man. Just to enjoy a laugh with your family, with your brother, and and then we finally get it to the field, and we get it out there, and then again I address it, and we hang it. The rest is history. But what an experience, man. We're going again, and we're going after Tall Times this year. I've only seen him once. We have a generalization of where he's at. I think I've caught him on camera. There's another deer that I have shot. I shot at before, no, after. I shot it after with my crossbow, and I had missed him. Come find out my crossbow was not sighted in. Another experience thing. We'll go on to that another time, but pretty sure he showed up as well, and we're thinking that might be Tall Times. We got a picture. He's got a cut on his back there, at the really top of his back. So if you enjoyed this video, man, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this. We're coming into the 2025 to 2026 hunting season here, where again, we're hunting Tall Times. Super, super exciting. Be sure to, again, follow along for that adventure there, and I'll catch you in the next one.